In the headlines for this hour on VTV News, National Assembly discusses management and investment of state capital in enterprises draft law. Developing nuclear power serves rising electricity demand. Israel and HEZBOLLAH trade accusations of ceasefire violation.
Broadcasting from Hanoi, the capital of Vietnam. VTV News starts right now.
Hello, it's 8 a.m. local time in Hanoi, and you're watching VTV News. On Friday morning, the National Assembly held a plenary session to discuss the draft amendments to the law on the supervisory activities of the National Assembly and People's Councils. While deputies agree on the necessity of amending and supplementing the law, they noted that several articles require clearer wording. More to follow.
During the session, several deputies expressed that the National Assembly's authority to review supervisory results should remain unchanged.
On the proposal to grant the National Assembly power to review supervisory results, I believe this section should remain unchanged. Both the Constitution and the law on promulgation of legal documents already provide clear, specific guidelines outlining the Standing Committee's responsibilities.
Some deputies suggested that the criteria for selecting supervisory topics should be clearly defined.
When it comes to selecting thematic supervisory topics, I propose we reconsider the criteria in Article 1, Clause 46, amending Article 80 of the current law. This criteria should be clearer and more closely aligned with the country's actual situation, local issues, and urgent or long-standing matters.
Deputies also called for stronger regulations to ensure effective implementation of post-supervisory conclusions.
The drafting agency should continue researching and adding new measures to strengthen follow-up, hold responsible parties accountable, and ensure that supervisory conclusions and recommendations are implemented fully, on time, and rigorously.
Also on Friday morning, the National Assembly passed the law on geology and minerals, as well as the law on fire prevention, fighting, and rescue.
The National Assembly discussed the draft law on the management and investment of state capital in enterprises on Friday.
Deputies agreed on the need for the law and proposed ideas to enhance the autonomy and accountability of state-owned enterprises.
I am concerned about Article 31. State capital is invested in a business. Private businesses invest in projects with the same procedures. It's like two public investments. Business investments should be free from restrictions or prohibitions.
State capital in an enterprise is its legal capital, and the enterprise has the right to manage it. Therefore, the regulations in Articles 25 to 32 of the Public Investment Law should be abolished.
Deputies proposed a state capital management agency to separate state management, capital representation, and business rights.
The current capital management model lacks significant change and causes confusion. A more revolutionary approach, like a focused capital management group, is needed for strategic investment.
On the same day, with the majority of delegates in favor, the National Assembly passed the amended law on public investment and the law amending and supplementing several articles of 7 laws, including securities law, accounting law, independent audit law, state budget law, law on management and use of public property, tax management law and National Reserve law, as well as amendments to 4 laws, including planning law, investment law, law on public-private partnership investment, as well as bidding law.
Deputy Prime Minister Trần Hồng Hà met with Finnish President Alexander Stubb and held talks with Finnish Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Finance Riikka Purra in Helsinki on November 28th as part of his official visit to Finland. The Vietnamese Deputy Prime Minister affirmed Vietnam's support for Finland in strengthening its cooperation with ASEAN and share views on the importance of multilateralism, international law, and peaceful resolution of conflict. Deputy Prime Minister Chen Dong-ha proposed that Finland create favorable conditions for Vietnamese enterprises such as FPT and VTV to access the Finnish market and to accelerate the European Union's ratifications of the EU-Vietnam Investment Protection Agreement (EVIPA). Finnish leaders recognize the potential for collaboration with Vietnam in areas such as forestry, energy, ICT, education, and green transformation. They express interest in boosting trade ties, supporting Vietnam's economic transformation, and reaffirming their commitment to Vietnam's net zero goal by 2050. Vietnam's electricity demand is rising with a projected need of 70 gigawatts by 2030. Developing nuclear power will diversify energy sources, ensure security, reduce emissions, and strengthen human resources and technological capabilities.
Calculations show that if Vietnam's GDP grows by 10%, electricity demand must rise by 15%. With rapid digital transformation, electricity demand could increase by 15 to 20%.
Data infrastructure is costly and requires significant electricity. AI computing centers are also expensive and consume large amounts of power. A super-large data center can use hundreds of megawatts, and in Malaysia, data centers are being built with capacities up to 500 megawatts. For such centers consume the equivalent energy of an entire Hoa Binh hydroelectric plant.
Smart factories, farms, and cities, along with technologies like AI, IoT, and quantum computing, require a large, clean energy source for sustainable development.
Restarting the Ninh Thuan nuclear power plant and advancing the nuclear power program is a vital policy for energy security, sustainable development, and achieving net zero emissions by 2050.
In 2009, the National Assembly approved the Ninh Thuan nuclear power project, but in 2016, it was halted. For over 8 years, Ninh Thuan province has maintained the project's construction items in their original state.
People in the project area and voters in Ninh Thuan fully support and trust the decisions, policies, and leadership of the party.
With rising electricity demand, continuing the Ninh Thuan nuclear power project is crucial for providing a stable and sustainable green energy source.
The National Assembly is set to vote on the approval of the high-speed railway project on Saturday. With an investment reaching billions of dollars, the project presents a prime opportunities and has become a key focus for domestic contractors. Many businesses are ready with the necessary resources for the project.
Rail casting is the toughest part of the high-speed railway project, but this enterprise is prepared, having sent engineers abroad and invested in advanced technology.
We produce cold-stamped alloy steel whose complexity is at scale 10, exporting to Belgium, Japan, and South Korea. We are also fully capable of producing high-speed railway steel rails at scale 8.
Bridge and tunnel projects make up 70% of the construction, with roadbeds at 30%, offering domestic firms a chance to showcase their capabilities after key national projects.
Our association's construction companies are eager to join the project and explore collaboration with Chinese, South Korean, and Japanese railways. They are ready for major projects in 2027.
Domestic enterprises involved in the global supply chain are fully capable of transferring technology, localizing production, and gradually developing a railway industry.
With strong political will and the support of major domestic corporations, along with proper investment, Vietnam can build a railway industry that becomes a cornerstone of an independent and self-reliant economy.
The high-speed railway project, part of a $33 billion market, will generate billions for the railway industry. Its scale is vital for the country's development and integration, offering both challenges and opportunities for Vietnamese enterprises to enhance their technology and capabilities.
Beyond direct exports, introducing Vietnamese agricultural products into a foreign invested retail chain serves as a strategy to reach more customers. These high-quality products serve both domestic markets and global supermarket networks. For Vietnamese businesses entering this market, maintaining excellent quality standards remain the top priority.
These large supermarkets, part of a Japanese retail chain, attract thousands of customers daily. Their well-known brand reassures consumers about product quality and variety.
I regularly shop at these supermarkets because they provide safe, quality food products.
I'm interested in the origin of products and whether they are certified by reputable authorities for quality.
Getting Vietnamese products into international retail chains is no easy task. Cooperatives and businesses must fulfill strict requirements, meeting international technical standards, completing self-declaration documents, conducting product testing, and ensuring traceability.
We've standardized everything, from sourcing seeds, traceability, farming, and packaging. We've even invested in ozone washing machines from Japan to meet the supermarket standards.
Top global corporations and supermarkets are diversifying their supply sources, and Vietnam has emerged as a key destination for agricultural sourcing. The agricultural sector is strengthening supply chain connections and partnering with importing markets on technology.
The Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development has tasked the Agricultural Extension Center with aligning the production standards of Japan, JGAP, with Vietnam, VTVgap. Farmers must collaborate with government agencies and businesses to build stronger value chains.
Global buyers recognize Vietnam's abundant agricultural raw materials and its capacity to meet worldwide demand. However, Vietnamese businesses still need to strengthen their service capabilities and invest in processing technology and logistics to maximize the value of their agricultural products.
Coming up next on VTV News. New style rural building program makes Khmer ethnics' life easier. And has young youth committed to preserving national culture's identities. After nearly 3 years of effort, Lang Moi village in Dak Lay district, Kon Tum province has been honored with the titles of Regional New Rural Standards Village. Once won the province's most isolated area, the village now boasts 100% household access to electricity, solid housing, clean water, and cultural recognition. The poverty rate has dropped to 7%, with an average income of nearly 37 million Vietnam dong per capita. Lang Moi met all 10 criteria for new rural areas in ethnic groups regions. In 2021, Mường Hương commune had covered over 65% of poor households. Kon Tum's working group 262 was formed to support its development, selecting Lang Moi as the pilot village for new rural area initiatives. Chà Vinh province is home to more than 320,000 ethnic people, the majority of whom are Khmer. In constructions of new rural areas, the people are always at the forefront, mobilizing the community to actively participate, contributing to Chà Ving's achievement of the new rural province designation this year.
As a respected community leader, this woman has made significant contributions, including mobilizing people to build new rural areas. She also donated 500 square meters of land near the national highway to open a road, bringing great joy to over 70 local households.
The roads are less muddy, and transporting goods and going on alms rounds is more comfortable.
Phie province has nearly completed the national new rural construction program, thanks in large part to the contributions of ethnic groups. The 143 Khmer Theravada pagodas have been key in promoting party and state policies, especially the new rural construction program.
On days when people visit the pagoda, monks organize sessions to raise awareness of the party and state's policies and the tasks involved in building new rural areas.
Phie province aims for 100% of communes to meet advanced new rural standards by 2029. This goal is feasible, thanks to consistent investment in ethnic group development policies by the party and state. Moreover, the people are increasingly united in their efforts to help Phie grow and prosper.
Hanoi boasts nearly 6,000 historical and cultural relics. Protecting and preserving these valuable cultural assets require substantial resources. While the national budget remains limited, it is necessary to effectively mobilize social resources. The capital law allows for the establishment of a fund to preserve Hanoi's historical inner city. This development offers promising prospects for protecting and promoting Hanoi's cultural heritage.
The 22 Hangwom Art and Culture Center in Hanoi, formerly a kindergarten, had fallen into disrepair. Through a collaborative effort between the government and citizens, the building underwent a 3-year restoration and has been transformed into an appealing art exhibition center.
Restoring historical sites requires the joint investment of both the government and the people. When there is unity and collaboration, the government must ensure these sites are restored to their original states based on historical photographs.
This is just one of nearly 600 projects requiring restoration in Hanoi from 2021 to 2025. While the national budget is limited, policies to effectively mobilize social resources are urgently needed. Clause 11, Article 20 of the Capital Law authorizes the People's Committee of the city to establish a fund for the preservation of the historic inner city. The fund will draw from various sources, including the budget and resources from organizations and individuals in society.
Resources from community support are mainly for religious and spiritual sites. Current contributions are typically in the form of direct donations to the project or donations of materials and labor for construction. However, we hope that this fund will be financed through monetary contributions, allowing for more proactive and flexible use of resources for heritage sites restoration.
Mobilizing social resources for cultural activities has always been a consistent policy of the party and state, especially given the current market economy and limited government resources. Community support should be viewed as an essential supplementary resource, particularly in cultural fields.
Young union members in Sinman District, Ha Giang Province have launched the Dolls in Ethnic Costumes project since early 2023, making unique dolls dressed in traditional Nung and Hmong ethnic costumes. Aimed at preserving cultural identity and promoting local tourism, the project reflects the creativity and passions of Ha Giang's youth for their cultural heritage.
These ethnic costumes of the Nung, Hmong, Red Giao, Phu La and La Chi are part of the Dolls with Ethnic Costumes project launched by the Youth Agricultural Cooperative in Sinman District, Ha Giang in March 2023.
Inspired by the spirit of youth, I aim to preserve traditional culture through ethnic costumes and help young people in Sinman District develop economically. That's why I created the Dolls in Ethnic Costumes project.
There's no fixed schedule for making these costumes. I used to make about 10 at a time, but recently I made over 40 sets and earned more than $200 US. Over 30 youth union members and 15 artisans from 5 communes are involved in the project, which won first prize in Hazang's 2024 Startup Idea Competition.
We mobilize youth union members to create digital agricultural cooperatives, promote product sales on social media, connect artisans, and offer skill and vocational training.
In addition to preserving traditional customs, young people are also promoting traditional music. This Hmong flute class is part of the Hmong Cultural Instrument Lovers Club, led by Sung Minh Thang.
With the rise of information technology, some young people have lost interest in traditional culture. In response, I founded a club and brought together artisans who truly understand our heritage.
Starting with just over 150 members, Thang's club now has over 1,000. The club has taken part in many performances, helping attract domestic and international tourists to experience the culture of the Hmong people.
I am getting older, so I want to teach my children and help preserve our cultural identity for the future.
I want to play the flute for my friends and parents and share it with distant friends.
The efforts of Sung Minh Thang, the Xinmen District Youth Union, and other young people highlight Hazang youth love and responsibility for traditional culture. They preserve ethnic identity, spread pride, and revitalize their homeland's cultural values.
Coming up next in our War News, Israel's and HEZBOLLAH trade accusations of ceasefire violations. And China extend tariff exemptions on certain U.S. goods. The ceasefire between Israel and HEZBOLLAH is at risk of collapsing, with both sides blaming each other for violations. HEZBOLLAH lawmaker Hassan Fadalat accused the Israeli army of attacking civilians who were returning home after evacuating. Meanwhile, the Israeli army claimed the ceasefire had been violated after vehicles carrying several suspicious individuals were spotted in southern Lebanon. Earlier, the Israeli army has urged residents of border towns not to return for their own safety. The ceasefire, which took effect 2 days ago under a deal brokered by the United States and France, allowed humanitarian organizations and UN partners to deliver aid to those affected by the conflict. China will continue to exempt some of U.S. goods from additional tariff until the end of February 2025. A list of exempted goods has been released, including rare earth ores, medical disinfectants, and nickel batteries. The move comes after President-elect Donald Trump announced his intentions to impose additional tariff on China's goods. President Donald Trump also threatened to impose a 10% tariff on imports from China and a 25% tariff on all goods from Mexico and Canada. China Ministry of Commerce stated its opposition to the U.S. unilaterally increasing tariff, urging the United States to adhere to World Trade Organization rules and work with China to promote stable economic and trade relations. Russian Defense Minister Andrei Belousov paid an official visit to the Democratic People's Republic of Korea on Friday to strengthen defense cooperation between the two countries. At a meeting with his North Korean counterpart, No Twang-chol, in Pyongyang, Minister Belousov stated that friendly relations between Russia and the North Korea are expanding in all areas, including military cooperation. Russia is committed to implementing all agreements reached at the highest levels. For its part, the North Korean Defense Minister No Twang-chol emphasized that friendship and cooperation between the armed forces of the country and Russia are top priorities, and stressed the importance of exchanges between the two defense ministries, including visit by high-level delegations. In partnership with Meta, Egypt Ministry of Tourism has launched a new augmented reality experience at the Old Egyptian Museum that let visitors see restored digital versions of incomplete statues. This is aimed to offer a virtual restoration for statues and artifacts with missing parts. More to follow.
Through an innovative project between Meta and Egypt's Tourism and Antiquities Ministry that leverages augmented reality, AR, the museum is allowing visitors to connect with Egypt's past in ways previously unimaginable. It marks an extraordinary intersection where historical intrigue marries modern technological advancement, enabling a visual and interactive restoration of Egypt's artifacts.
For example, we have a statue head of Hatshepsut. Queen Hatshepsut is known for her temple at Deir el-Bahari. Years ago, they found this head at the temple, part of a statue that we don't fully have anymore. We're aiming to help visitors imagine what the statue once looked like.
The collaboration with Meta comes through usage of the company's augmented reality technology on Instagram, offering the content in both Arabic and English through scanning a QR code next to an artifact, where the visitor can then view the full digital version through the platform.
This initiative, in collaboration with Egypt's Ministry of Tourism and Museums, aims to digitally restore Egyptian artifacts and spread Egyptian culture globally. It promotes Egyptian tourism and supports education and cultural awareness. We're especially focused on creating an intuitive, engaging way for young people to interact with history and rekindle their interest in this ancient civilization.
The Heritage Revival Clinic project done in the Egyptian Museum is unique and the first of its kind in the world.
And now, as usual, let's continue with the weather forecast. And that's it for this hour on VTV News. To rewatch our program, you can log on to VTVgo.vn or download our mobile application VTVgo. Thanks for watching and goodbye for now.